And BostonGlobe.com investigates the children of Catholic priests. The paper reports there are thousands of people who have strong evidence they are sons or daughters of clergy members. They say they're often neglected or shamed into silence. In an interview you'll see only on CBS This Morning, Boston Globe Spotlight team reporter Michael Rezendes is here. But first, we have a look at Spotlight's legacy of groundbreaking reporting.
Mr. Gagan, what do you say to your alleged victims?
Gagan is accused of molesting dozens of children from the 1960s until his retirement in 1993.
In 2002, the Boston Globe Spotlight team ran more than 600 reports revealing a scandal within the Catholic Church. Hundreds of priests had sexually abused thousands of children over decades, and church leaders covered it up.
Unprecedented calls for the resignation of the most powerful man in the American Catholic Church, Cardinal Bernard Law.
The paper won a Pulitzer Prize for the coverage.
They knew, and they let it happen. 2 kids. Okay?
The reporters became the story in the 2015 movie Spotlight.
And the Oscar goes to...
It won 2 Oscars, including Best Picture.
Spotlight.
This morning, the Spotlight team unveils a new report on what it calls a worldwide and systemic problem within the Catholic Church: priests fathering illegitimate children.
I was blaming myself, like I was his mistake. By him having a child, I was his mistake.
Well, we reached out to Vatican officials for a statement regarding this new reporting from the BostonGlobe.com, but they declined to comment. The Boston Globe's Michael Rezendes joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
First, this is incredible reporting. I know you spent so much time on it. First, how many children of priests might there be?
Well, we know there are many more than people assume, probably in the thousands. Just recently, about 2 years ago, a son of a priest in Ireland set up a website called Coping International, and he's heard from scores of people from all over the world who are the sons and daughters of Catholic priests.
What prompted you to start this investigation?
I first heard from a fellow named Jim Graham, who's in the story today on Globe.com. And Jim spent many years tracking down evidence that a priest was his father. I was impressed with what he suffered, the pain he endured, and I was impressed with his detective work. But still, it was just one person. And it wasn't until Vincent Doyle called me and gave me the information he'd collected through his website that I realized this was a systemic situation and deserved my full attention.
Systemic is an interesting word because it is said that the church would like you to believe these are very rare exceptions.
Yes, that's correct. I think it's very similar to the situation with clergy sex abuse. Whenever there was a scandal, the church treated the situation as if it was exceptional when in fact it was systemic. And I think we're looking at the same thing here.
I think most people wouldn't even think about the children of priests, but when you really play it out, it makes sense that there would be children of priests. And then you write in the article that many of them suffer. They have to suffer in silence. They have to suffer in secrecy. How does it affect them growing up?
Well, I think they suffer emotionally. I think they suffer financially. I think they suffer spiritually by not having a loving father, and very often by not having a father who provides adequate child support.
So what will happen to those who now are identified as fathers of children?
Well, these people are coming together. It's remarkable to see this community being formed right now as we speak. And they would like the Church, the Vatican, to put some policies in place to end the secrecy and also just give some bishops a little bit of guidance on what to do when they learn one of their priests has fathered a child, because right now they have no guidance.
But Michael, go ahead, Nora.
While the Vatican has not been clear, Cardinal Sean O'Malley has, and he has been an advisor to the Pope and the head of the Pope's Advisory Commission on Protecting Minors. And he gave this statement to us at CBS News. He said this: if a priest fathers a child, he has a moral obligation to step aside from ministry and provide for the care and needs of the mother and the child in such a moment. Their welfare is the highest priority. Is this a moment, too, for leaders of the church like Cardinal O'Malley, who responded to the original Spotlight report, to do something serious about this?
I think so, and I think Cardinal O'Malley's statement is important because I think more often than not, the first reaction of a priest is to cover up the fact that he has become a parent. And what Cardinal O'Malley is saying, and I think this is in line with some of the things Pope Francis has said, is no. If you're a priest and you father a child, your first responsibility is no longer to the church, it's to your child.
Michael, I thought this was interesting. You talk about in the African context, but you said this is not isolated. Celibacy means a priest does not get married, but that does not mean he cannot have children. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think in other parts of the world, many parts of the world, priests may have a different idea about what celibacy is and what the expectations are of a priest.
All this is happening at the same time. A cardinal is in Australia,
Yes.
defending himself.
Yes, Cardinal Pell.
Yes, exactly. A very powerful cardinal.
Cardinal Pell is the third highest ranking official at the Vatican. He's been criminally charged in Australia, as you said. And it's very, very significant development. I think it's significant because after all these years of having to confront the problem, the Vatican has still not come up with a set of policies for dealing with the problem of clergy sexual abuse.
And are most of these children born from abuse? Or are they from consensual relationships?
Oh, I think very often they're from consensual relationships. You know, I think, for instance, many of the mothers never file for child support because they still love the father of their children. Often they're devout Catholics who believe that the man who fathered their child is not only a father but a representative of God.
And often they were told, I'm going to get out of the priesthood and we'll be together.
Yes, I think some of the mothers have really been strung along for many, many years.
Thanks, Michael. Great reporting.
Incredible reporting.
Very strong reporting. Thank you so much, Michael Rezendes. Part 2 of the Spotlight team's investigation will be published on Sunday on BostonGlobe.com.